right, inverse sine, also known as arc sine. So you'll see it written as arc sine. You'll also see it written as sine with a -1 exponent between the n and the open parentheses for the argument. Okay? The first thing I want to point out that students tend to mess up is understanding this notation. All right? If I took sine and raised it to the second power, then we can rewrite that as sine squared of x. Okay? But if we took sine to the -1, it is not equal to the same thing as that. Okay? This is arc sine. This is inverse sine. This is an inverse. Okay? This is a reciprocal, which is equal to cosecant x. Okay? This is not equal to the inverse. So a lot of confusion happens. Some kids see reciprocal and they confuse it with inverse. They are two different concepts, okay? And let's talk about what that concept is. Okay? A trig function takes an angle and turns it into a ratio, like opposite over hypotenuse or adjacent over hypotenuse, right? We're specifically talking about sine here, so it takes an angle and turns it into the opposite over the hypotenuse. For example, if I were to take 30 degrees and plug it into sine, it would give me 1/2. It's the opposite over the hypotenuse. It's the ratio that sine gives us. Inverse sine is going to take the ratio and give us the angle. So we're going to start with a ratio, and it's going to give us the angle. So we're going to plug the ratio in, the arc sine is going to give us the angle. Let's talk about what ratios can we plug in? Well, what ratios can sine output? Well, it's opposite over hypotenuse. The opposite can't be bigger than the hypotenuse. If you look at the graph of sine, the range goes from -1 up to +1. Okay? So sine only outputs values between -1 and 1. So arc sine can only receive values. It has a domain of -1 to 1. Okay? Now let's talk about the output. Let's talk about where this 30 comes from. Well, if I go to y equals 1/2, and I'm looking for an angle, what angle is arc sine going to give me? What's the angle whose sine is 1/2? Well, this angle has a sine of 1/2, but so does this one. All right? And I could go this way. This angle has a y value of 1/2. This angle has a y value of 1/2. I could continue, if this function continued, and there'd be another one over here who had a y value of 1/2. So what you realize is because sine is not at all 1-to-1, and it's periodic, so it continues to repeat, there's an infinite number of angles whose sine is 1/2. Okay? So how do they narrow it down? So to make it an inverse function, it means every input can only have one output. So it has to pass the horizontal line test. So what they did is they took the sine function and they narrowed it down just to here. Okay? And this is -90 degrees, and this is +90 degrees. Okay, so now arc sine is only the inverse of this little slither of sine. So the only angles it's going to give us are between -90 and 90. And now every ratio is only going to have one angle that goes with it. All the negative ones are going to be negative. All the positive angles or positive ratios are going to go with positive angles. So our 1/2 is going to go right here to a positive 30. Okay? Now, a good place to look at this and see this is the unit circle. And if I think about the unit circle has two locations whose y value is 1/2. Okay, this one is 30 degrees, and this one is 150 degrees. All right, so which one, if I'm looking at the unit circle, which one is arcsine going to give me? Well, it's only going to give me answers between -90 and 90. Okay, so only between -90 and 90. So it's only going to give the answer on the right side of the unit circle. So if I'm doing the arcsine of 1/2, it's going to give me the 30 on this side. Now, I like to teach my students a little formula here. I call it the other angle formula. Okay, so for arcsine, to get the other angle in the unit circle, we can simply take 180 and subtract our angle. And of course, if you're in radians, this would be pi minus theta. Okay? So for instance, this angle's 30. If I want to get the other angle from the unit circle, I would do 180 minus 30, and that would give me the 150, which is the other angle on the unit circle with the same sign as the 30 degrees. Okay? And that'll help you in a few different contexts. When you're solving equations or when you're solving some of the law of sines problems. But anyway, let's look at a few examples real quick. So these first three are without a calculator. If I'm doing the arcsine of square root of 2 over 2, then I'm going to look at the unit circle on this side of the unit circle, and right here at a positive 45 degrees, the y-coordinate is square root of 2 over 2. So the answer is just 45 degrees, or pi over 4 if you're in radians. Okay? This one, negative square root of 3 over 2. And realize the y-coordinate is square root of 2 over 2 in both of those locations, but arcsine is only going to give us the one in the first or fourth quadrant. All right, negative square root of 3 over 2, all right, that occurs down here and down here. They both have y values of negative square root of 3 over 2 on the unit circle. We're going to get the fourth quadrant angle, but we're not going to call it 300 degrees. All right, we're going to call, because 300 is not between negative 90 and 90. We're going to do a coterminal angle for 300. 300 minus 360 would give us negative 60. So it's the same location as 300. We're just going to call it negative 60 so that it's within the range of arcsine. And you may want to write that here in your notes, that negative 90 to 90. Those are the output values. That's where the angle is going to be when we're doing arcsine. Arcsine of 1, well, that occurs at the top of the unit circle, which is pi over 2, or 90 degrees. Okay, when we go to the calculator, and we do some with the calculator, if I did the arcsine of 0.75, that's a ratio, less than 1, I'm going to get 48.590. 48.590. And that's in the first quadrant. If I wanted the second quadrant version, I could just use my other angle formula. All right. Again, arcsine of negative 0.2 would give me negative 11.537 degrees, which is in the fourth quadrant. See how the calculator gave us the negative angle? And what about here? This is a situation I need to point out to you. Arcsine of 3, if you plug that in the calculator, you're going to get a domain error. All right, why? Because we can only plug numbers in that are between negative 1 and 1. 3 is bigger than that. So if we plug that in, there is no solution. This does not exist. Does not exist. There are no angles who have a sine of 3. All right. Let me know if this helps and if you have any questions.